Hey there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for another session of The Hands.
Oh,
Death.
death, death,
Uh,
death, death.
the
Sorry.
the problem is there's four of us and there's three words. So we need like a new way to I guess we just all got to know that we all say death together, which is pretty fitting, I think.
Oh, teamwork.
Or or what if one person says hands, another person says death, and the last person says makes the sound of an exclamation mark.
What's yeah, I like
And
that.
what is that?
Yeah, what is
Can
that?
you-
Like ah!
That's pretty good.
Okay, that's your job.
A tr-
Perfect.
A tragic
You're hired.
scream. All right. Yeah, I like that. Okay, welcome back, everybody. After a monumental and hair-raising session last time, we return to find our heroes licking their wounds, or just, flat out dead. After dark. Thank you. Yeah, this is the After Dark edition.
It's really late over here on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm sure it's late for a lot of people. Don't worry, we'll finish up the session somewhat quickly tonight. Anyway, does anybody want to give me a recap of what happened last time?
Can I do it while sobbing? I guess. Like,
I would love it if you did it while sobbing.
Yes, please.
okay, all right. Here's my notes. I feel like got really detailed, and then it just kind of like faded off. And okay, so we have some contests with the guards. That's how we started it off. From we were on the run on the time before, and basically the whole session was getting through that. And gosh, wow, Lily got caught so fast. Florence got caught a little bit less fast, and Esther just made their merry way out of that conflict with a new chef hat and a Michelin star, and it was kind of incredible how they just took over a restaurant and was like, yes, this is mine now, and everyone will fear me. And it was great. Florence poisoned a captain and may or may not have killed them. That was super. But she and Lily got captured by the guards, and then we got put in a dungeon because where else would they put us? So after Esther was winning next Top Chef, they were like, "What do? We got to get out of this dungeon before we get like interrogated." And Esther's like, "I got to go rescue my friends and my friends is a strong word. My frenemy and my ward, and so I'm gonna go find Anna Zorin, who's now like She-Hulk, and was like, "Hey, let's get these nerds out of jail." And after that, a floating death mask came down from the sky to help all of us, but mostly help Lily. And then Lily faced the consequence of her actions there, and said, "No, you're my bitch. You have to work for me now, and it's gonna be great." So Lily now has a death mask that's like 7 people, I think, and it's super. And then the big climactic moment happened where Ophelia shows up, and we're all like still trying to get out of this dungeon, which, by the way, took many attempts of many failed attempts. Lots of like Esther giving keys to people, and by people I mean Florence, and then Florence messing it up over and over again. Just getting like recaptured. It was like a whole circus. But Ophelia shows up in this like gilded carriage, and she's like, "Oh, there's Esther." And Esther was like, "Sup," and was like, "Hey, we should talk." And Ophelia's like, "Yeah, come over here." And Esther's like, "Okay," and then gives Ophelia a hug, and it like throws Ophelia off balance. In which case, Esther's like, I'm pretty sure that you're a relic, so I'm just gonna turn you into a tree with my body and then die."
Yeah. So, to be clear, what occurred is that Esther disrupted the clone that Ophelia had sent to check on what the heck was going on down at the High Verdant Church, and then Esther was also injected in the course of that with a virulent supernatural poison, which turned them into a tree. Which now stands in the main courtyard of the High Verdant Church in Chandla, and will remain until somebody chops it down or does something with it.
It's art.
Yeah.
Performance art.
It is art.
That was a great summary, by the way.
Yeah, it really was.
Good job.
Nice work.
Thanks.
So in that vein, I think the first thing we need to handle is a little bit of a level up, which makes sense given that Tony is now swapping characters out as well. So we're going to call this a major milestone, and it's been a while since we've done one of these, so I'll run you all through it. Just give me a sec here. Definitely the end of an arc. Okay. A major milestone should only occur when something happens in the campaign that shakes it up a lot. Hey, look at that. So these milestones are about gaining more power. The challenges of yesterday simply aren't sufficient to threaten these characters anymore. And the threats of tomorrow will need to be more adept, organized, and determined to stand against them in the future. Achieving a major milestone confers the benefits of a significant milestone and a minor milestone, and all of the following additional options. So let's go through the let's see, should I go top to bottom? I'm going to go top to bottom. Let's go through the major milestone things first. I'm going to post this in our internal chat so people can reference it and look at it. If you don't want to listen to my voice read this out. So here's what you all have. If you have an extreme consequence, which nobody does, you can rename it to reflect that you're moving past it. Nobody's got that. Take an additional point of refresh, which means that you will get another fate point if you want, or you can buy a new stunt. And remember, every stunt you have over 3 subtracts 1 from your refresh. So you could stay at 4 fate points and then get a new stunt and be at 4, or you could just take the refresh and be at 5 fate points. Advance a skill beyond the campaign's current skill cap if you're able to, thus increasing the skill cap. And you can also rename your character's high concept if you want.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was take a fate point or a new stunt, advance a skill, and rename the high concept?
If you want to rename the high concept, yes.
Got it. Okay.
So, in addition to that, you also get the benefits of a significant and minor milestone. So, the significant milestone is you get 1 additional skill point, which you can spend to buy a new skill at an average or +1, or increase an existing skill by 1 rank. If you have any severe consequences, you can rename them to begin recovery process if you haven't already. So don't forget in the process of doing this about the skill pyramid, right? You can't have more skills at a higher value than the number of skills you have below it. So you couldn't have like 4 + 2s and 3 + 1s. But you could have 3 + 2s and 3 + 1s. It's just imagine you're building a pyramid and the blocks on top can't be more than the blocks underneath.
Can they be even?
They can be even, yes. Okay. It's just that like imagine if you're like, oh, I'm going to go set a block here, and then there's an empty space in the air, and then it just falls. So do that, and then you can also do the minor milestone, which I don't think any of you will do, but maybe. You can switch the rank values. You can do one of these, and only one. You can switch the rank values of any 2 skills, or replace 1 average +1 skill with one that isn't on your sheet. So it lets you swap your skills around. You can change out a single stunt for another stunt, or you can purchase a new stunt, provided you have refresh to do so. And you can also rename 1 character aspect that isn't your high concept.
Okay. Awesome.
So if everybody's clear, and I also posted that in our internal chat if anybody wants to reference and recall. So take your time, let's give this maybe till about 6:20 PST, and then we'll see where people are at. And if people get done earlier, just let me know. And Tony, you of course do this as well with Felicity, because she also went through these things.
Yes, and I'm curious if perhaps we can use this time, if you have a moment, Codex, to help me nail down my aspects as Felicity.
Oh yeah, totally. Let's do it.
So first question, I've decided to just give Felicity a last name, but does she already have that last name?
You let me know.
Great. Well, her last name is Truesinger.
Ooh.
And Here's what I have so far in terms of aspects. I was kind of thinking I would just go down the line. So, as a high concept, I want to work on this just a little bit, but I'm imagining something like this: entirely too honest art forger.
Yep, I like that.
I imagine that's perhaps what she did back when she was alive the first time.
Yeah, I think that's actually established.
Great. I do you feel like is that a strong enough high concept? I feel I think pretty good about it, but I don't know if it necessarily like drives my goal necessarily, you know?
Yeah. So okay. So my first question with that is, what is your goal? My second question is, do you think I think that worked really, really well for Felicity when she was alive? Do you think that now that she's been reincarnated, that's still, the high concept? It could be. High concept is more supposed to be like a one sentence phrase or like a single phrase that encompasses everything that the character is. So entirely too honest art forger is actually really good because it says more than one thing. She's entirely too honest and she's an art forger, right? So that's like conflicting interests there, which is really good. It can get you in trouble and it can get you out of trouble. I think it's pretty good. It's just a matter of whether or not you think that it's relevant to Felicity's current situation.
Well, so I think ultimately, if we're zooming out, what I think makes Felicity a playable character here is the fact that Esther has died, which mechanically that's obvious, but I mean in the sense that that's Esther's death will be so alarming that Felicity, I think it's quite clear to me that her goal is to undo this tether to Lilith.
Awesome.
And to get out of there. And I'm wondering if the high concept needs that, because otherwise I can put that in my trouble or crossing path.
I think that's much better for crossing path or trouble.
Okay, in that case, so I'm gonna keep entirely too honest art forger. For trouble, I'm not 100% sure if this should be related to Lilith or if this should be maybe it should be more general, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually gonna keep the trouble blank for just a sec. Under first adventure, for an aspect, I put down lucky to a fault.
Yep.
And I'm thinking along the lines of most of Felicity's life has involved getting her into too high pressure of situations constantly because she is almost too lucky sometimes.
Yeah, I get it. It's almost like whenever fate needs to point at somebody, it points at Felicity.
Right, and I think maybe Felicity kind of doesn't like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Under crossing path 1, I have bound to a childish god.
I think that's perfect. I was going to apply or talk with you about changing one of your aspects if it didn't involve the tether to Lily, but that one is perfect for it. And I think it really also it's great because it gives us all a clear picture of exactly how Felicity sees her relation to Lily. So
right. And then from there, my last two aspects, my trouble and my crossing path 2, those are the ones that I feel need the most work.
So calm under pressure is really, really good for calling upon. Compelling it might be difficult. Now, to be honest, I'm not great at compelling. You all can compel each other too, by the way. If you ever are like, oh, I think this is a compel, you can totally do that. You just have to give up one of your fate points to do it. So you can basically like pass fate points to each other with compels like that. I think that Lucky to a Fault is really fun for me to compel. Bound to a Childish God is, of course, like a compel mine. And even Entirely Too Honest Art Forger is great for that. Calm Under Pressure is less of a compel and more of an invoke aspect, but I think it's fine to have one of those on your sheet. And it does tell us a lot about Felicity.
Well,
So,
so something I was kind of imagining was, in a more specific sense, I was imagining Felicity being like almost like lion-hearted, like when she's alone, but like there's something about being with other people that makes her nervous. Um,
okay.
I thought that could be fun and interesting.
That could.
Uh,
So like I don't want to say performance anxiety, but it's almost like it's kind of like that, right?
I mean, it could even just be like better alone or something like that, or
Yeah. Yeah, could be. Could be.
Is this for your
Um,
trouble?
this is for my. Oh, you're right. This would need to be for a trouble because with my crossing path 2 is going to be with you.
Unless unless you want to yeah, exactly.
I was thinking something like in bad company,
Bad companies.
or like something about taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. That could be used, I think, both ways, right?
Yeah. I think so. I think it could be used whenever you're trying to milk sympathy from your fellow party members.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Could it be something like
Or like, does Felicity want to? She doesn't want to be tethered anymore. Like, is she like terrified of the after now having come back?
So Felicity's memories of what the afterlife is like are almost non-existent. Like to her it
Okay.
seems like it was just like an empty blank slate.
Gotcha.
mm, yeah, I'm imagining like specifically like what she like her trouble has something to do with the fact that I think she thinks um Lilith and Florence and all of these way too powerful people are terrifying. And
Right.
she is suddenly realizing, oh, this is horrific. I need to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So in bad something like In Bad Company, but maybe like referencing, I guess. The
Ye-
Like lost control.
or like yeah, something like Lost Control where everything spiraled out of control, or something
Mhm.
about like dealing with too many supernatural things, or um
Like
How to go back
uh
to normal.
we could
what was that?
oh go ahead, go ahead.
Like she wants to go back to normal. Like just like I want normal worries.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what about I just want to be normal?
That's pretty great actually. Yeah, I think that's better than what I had in mind. It's really good. I just want to be normal. I don't
Mhm.
want to be a weird spirit infused tethered ghost thing anymore.
Yeah.
Mm, I like that. So then the crossing path with you, Florence. I mean, the crossing path is when they met, right? Like we saw that.
Yeah.
So as an aspect, imagine imagine Felicity thinking of you as like a bizarre, like obsessed academic or something like that.
Yeah. Florence is an unreliable narrator.
Um,
Oh, I was so focused on my own sheet. I like was trying so hard to pay attention.
You nailed it.
I finished my stuff.
Good job.
Thanks. But I'm also like dying to see this sheet. I don't know if is that even possible? I don't think it is.
No, you don't have permissions.
Oh, yeah.
Permissions to see what?
To see other people's
Each other's
sheets.
sheets.
Oh, I can see. Felicity.
Oh, I can
I
see other
was.
sheets.
You can?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have-
try popping this open then.
Yeah, it's under the player characters folder. I can't see Esther's anymore, but I can see ours.
That's because I archived it.
Oh. Bye.
Oh, hey there.
Oh yeah, you should be observers of each other's sheets.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so
I was thinking about reworking my high concept, but we can pick that up later. I don't want to interrupt.
No, I think we're good. Tony, how are you feeling?
I just need to kind of nail down exactly what that second crossing path is. I'm trying to think of how that would be like something
Yeah.
about like state, like I don't know, gotta get away from the creepy old academic, or
How old is Felicity
I
supposed to
thought
be?
you guys liked each other.
I think Felicity is like 34 or 35 or something.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They're like
So
previous acquaintances.
she would actually be like around 28, 29 at that
Oh,
point,
fuck.
right? Cuz 6 years, right? So but yeah.
Or maybe it could be, I don't know, just we were trying to make an aspect when, or I guess we've had adventures. What adventures have we had together? I guess
Okay.
Felicity watched you like subdue an assassin once, or
I helped raise a spirit. I
I mean, like, I feel like Florence has been a positive part of Felicity's. I mean,
It's like a-
other than you might be kind of like a religious extremist.
Uh-oh, we lost someone.
that was Steve.
Oh, Stevie
Um,
dropped.
Whoopsies.
So maybe, while she gets back on, maybe like
way back.
like,
You're back.
Okay.
mm,
Well, think about that for a little bit longer, Tony. No pressure. And while you do that, we will talk to the other two players about what changes they made. So,
great.
Lily, what did you take for your upgrades?
All right. I'm going to go with an extra refresh.
Okay, like it.
Duh. And I actually was considering changing my high concept. It's currently Death's Daughter, a fiery teen who talks to ghosts. I do believe I've upgraded since then. And I was thinking Death Reincarnate, a demigod with power over life and death. Is that too bold of me?
No, I think that perfectly encompasses what Lily believes herself to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the power has kind of elevated to not just the ghosts as
Yeah.
well. So I think that helped. It covers a little more ground. I advanced a skill. And then I did do the additional skill points. So let's see. I upgraded. Oh, okay. I also did the switching that was it part of the minor
Okay.
upgrade because I mean, really, I wanted to just upgrade my empathy. I just feel like that's where the character is going, but I had no way of doing that with my pyramid under the circumstances. So I just went ahead and switched my crafts and my empathy. And I hope I don't regret it because I use crafts more than I use empathy. So if that was a bad choice, oh well.
No, I think that's great. That's good.
And then I upgraded my will
Cool.
by +1.
Cool.
And I didn't really have anywhere else to go with that final +1. So I just gave myself a lore, just a 1 point for lore.
Nice. I like it. Cool.
Yeah, I'm really on the fence on if I just made really bad choices because all of those are quite psychological and I like being a good fighter. So if anyone wants to stop me, it's not too late, but I'll just stay here, I guess.
It's up to you. I don't think they're bad. You know, you still got fight at 2 and athletics at 3, so you're not awful.
Ugh. Yeah. Okay.
Don't forget to do what? Don't forget to change your high concept there. And let's talk about Florence. By the way, you can clear that physical stress. We're well beyond that.
Okay. All right. So for skill points, I have added 1 to athletics,
Nice.
and we get 2 plus 1s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do it-
Yeah,
okay.
and one of them can raise the skill cap, but it looks like neither of you have chosen to do that, which is cool.
I believe I can have another 4 at this point.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So I'm going to change my will to 4.
Cool. All right.
And then for aspects, okay, so I'm considering leaving my aspect for Esther as is and simply changing one of my crossing paths, which is Lilith is my ward, to a very subtle change, but it's going to be big, which is Lilith is my god.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's cool.
That's appropriate. Yeah, and that's that.
My God. All right, sounds good. Let's see here. Let's just make sure. Gives you a 3 point and a 4 point. Okay, cool. So I did do it automatically. Nice. Okay. All right, sick. Okay, we're back around to you, Felicity. Did you come up with the trouble? Oh yeah, you did. Sorry, did you come up with crossing paths too?
What do you think about? Should I trust this academic cultist?
I think we need to categorize. I think asking the question with the aspect is good. I just think we need to rephrase it a bit so it's more of a statement about Felicity. So like
Oh.
something along the lines of like distrustful of academic cultists, or like
Mhm.
unsure about all this supernatural stuff, or like something along those
I like
lines.
that. I like
a
just
skeptic of
um,
some capacity.
yeah, skeptical of all this supernatural stuff like that. I think that works well, and I think that does speak to a wariness.
Where does
of
that
Florence.
stand, though? Where does that stand, though, with you literally coming back from the dead? How can you be skeptical? Not to question it.
Maybe
but-
not skeptical. Maybe like
Hesitant.
yeah, hesitant or bothered by or
Wary is the word I'm
yeah,
thinking
where
of.
yeah, wary.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Be wary, quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think wary of all this supernatural stuff is pretty good.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. And then if you come up with any stunts during play, throw those out there. Do you have an idea of what too much luck does yet, or are you just holding that as a placeholder?
Kind of as a placeholder, I don't know. I'm imagining something like any -4 or -3 is like is automatically re-rolled or something like that.
That's so good. Is that in
Such a
that
cute idea.
is that in that thread?
No, it's just off my dome.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I don't know. I just felt that would be kind of funny given that how. I mean, if I re-roll, it's probably going to be worse.
Right. I mean, it's basically a free invoke on most things, which is let's see. I don't know, team. What do we think about that? I'm cool with it.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Are they still allowed, like, another reroll, like, or a fate point usage after the second reroll? Just curious.
After the first reroll, yes. Yeah. They could.
I mean, I
Felicity
think
could
it
still.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
Great. And I'll try to think of other stunts.
Okay.
I think I'm actually going to go with 4 fate points and 4 refresh, and then try to take 4 stunts.
Okay. Sounds
What
good.
if like one of the stunts was like, I didn't know I could do that, but I also feel like that is also kind of lucky. so never mind.
Yeah, it depends on how you want to kind of break the rules with it. It's tough for newer players to come up with stunts too, because you don't really understand how the rules work. But now that you've all played it for a while, you could also use this to give yourself like some ghost powers too, if you wanted, Esther. Like, I'd be okay. Or sorry, sorry, Tony.
No, it's okay.
Because you could suggest that the tether to Lily gives you some extra abilities, but that's up to you. You could also make a stunt about forging art, which would be pretty cool. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and kick off the session for real today. So, just to recenter ourselves, Esther has just been turned into a tree and resides on the central court walk, forever bound together with a clone of Olivia, outside of the front of the High Verdant Church. The art! I became art in death. The High Verdant Church is like a beehive that's been kicked and rolled down a hill. There's guards everywhere running around. Some of the higher, ranked guards are being called in from around the city, and even you notice a couple of like Marith soldiers in yellow and red garb are being called in to assist with the basic like massive manhunt that's broken out since then. So our group of escapees, now pretty much hunted and wanted all across Chandla, where do you go, right? Because Esther's dead. Who do you turn to in this time of trouble? Now, Anna is with you, right? And so she, you all know, is intent on making her way back to the mausoleum. Is that who you turn to in times of trouble? Because you could try to make your way over to Franny's. You could try to make your way to the mausoleum. You could try to go back to Paracanasta Books and head out with Ernie. You could even return to Esther's shop, although that place has been made by Watson.
Yeah.
Where do we go, team? Like, let's take a
go?
consecutive vote.
When we're
Collective
quick
vote.
thinking. We're on our feet.
I just feel like, oh gosh. Okay. What makes sense to me is that Florence and I, and you don't have to agree with me on this, but I feel like we'd be in utter disbelief.
Oh yeah.
And that would give Anna or Felicity the upper hand to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
feel like we would
That's
follow
just my-
Felicity, or we would follow, oh my gosh, names. Anna Zorin.
Okay. Well, Anna definitely wants to go to the mausoleum. Felicity, do you have any sense of fighting that at all, or?
No, I think Felicity is following along for now. Just fine.
Okay. In that case, oh, go ahead. What?
Stunned. That's it.
Gotcha. Okay. In that case, Anna pants like heavily. There's a sense of this like high intensity adrenaline as you're all rushing and trying to escape and get away. The ability to like think and process about what you've just seen, about what happened to Esther, doesn't really affect you currently. You're all just still in flight mode. And when you do finally get to the mausoleum through the back alleys that Anna leads you through, inside like the rain-covered, choked streets of Chandla, when you do finally pass into the circular round that leads into like the gray building that makes up the interior mausoleum here in the city, and Anna opens the secret entrance that leads down into the Hands of Death hideout, one of the last bastions of safety here in the city of Chandla. And when you do see Graham Zorin and Moses Magellan standing in front of a couple of pews there inside... Hold on. Yeah, you guys remember Moses? Inside the mausoleum. That's when it finally hits you. That's when the full, like, ramifications of what's just happened, of what's gone on, like, fully comes into play. The last gift that Esther gave you all was this Tools of the Trade aspect, which still has one free invoke on it. which will help you with any burglary or thievery related things. But Moses and Graham both turn around to watch you come in. Anna's like panting heavily. She says, and Graham comes like swiftly walking over to Anna and like puts a hand on her shoulder, and he looks at all of you accusingly and says, the entire city is abuzz. What did you do? What happened?
Florence looks at Lily and she's just like, we cannot leave Esther up there. We cannot leave Esther up there. We cannot. They're gonna be up there. And she just like starts crying.
I fall to my knees. I'm like panting. I'm not crying, but I'm just like breathing heavily.
It's
Esther's Ophelia did this. We need to find Ophelia.
Moses
I like
perks
try
up.
to stand to my feet.
Moses perks up at that and like turns to watch. He doesn't say anything, but you know
Yeah.
that he's listening
need to
intently.
find them. Wait, we need to find Ophelia? Lilith, did you see what just happened up there? We can't do anything against these people. They're far too powerful. What am I doing here?
I don't know what it is that we just saw, but Esther sacrificed themselves for this cause, for us. You're here for a reason. Felicity, Esther chose you. This is all part of something bigger than what you even realize. You are here for a reason. You have a part to play in this. And Ophelia is going to die. And I'm going to put her down once and for all.
Listen, you do whatever you want with this Ophelia business. I've been playing along up until now, but you have to let me go. You have to. I can't do this anymore. People are dying.
Both Graham and Moses are just watching this unfold. They're specifically not saying anything.
Yeah.
I ignore Felicity and I go check on Florence. Are you okay?
Are you okay? That was so insane.
I mean, Esther, it's our relationship was complicated, but they were the closest thing I had to family.
Florence gives you a very awkward hug, but it's a hug nonetheless. And then like takes your shoulders and pushes you back a little bit and is like, we need to focus on what happened. Esther turned into a tree. Did you what did we see? What happened? They embraced Ophelia? Did you see this?
I saw it all happened so fast. It's so hard to understand. Felicity, can you explain what happened? I think if we need to understand what exactly we saw. Was that even, I don't know. I feel like if it was Ophelia, I would have felt differently, like something about her. I almost am not sure it was even her.
Why would
Well-
Esther sacrifice themselves like that? Like,
Well, it's entirely
did-
Esther's MO to make something all about themselves, so this sucks, but I can't say I'm surprised.
okay, but how Esther did it?
Well, that was I don't know anything about the supernatural junk, but that was verdant magic, wasn't it?
Graham and Moses look at each other, and Moses says, "Don't ask me." Graham glances over at the professor. Any ideas, Professor of the After?
I have one.
What is it?
Why don't I just ask them myself?
Hold on. Hold on. You haven't even dealt with me, and you're thinking of bringing back someone who just died?
Felicity, do you think I have time right now to deal with whatever this is? We have bigger things at play here. There are more important things. I
And
already
I
told
think
you.
Felicity...
You have a part to play in this.
Whoa, Lilith, you
Ye-
are responsible for this.
You will not tell me if I have a part to play, what my role is, or any of that. And Felicity,
would
I
like
think,
to
walks up and
silence
grabs...
Felicity.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm into that. But at the same time, Felicity, I think maybe like grabs your collar, and I think Felicity is probably bigger than you. I think maybe lifts you up.
Ooh.
I don't think you get that far.
Well, let's find out.
Let's find out.
I think this is
exciting.
I think this is Felicity's will via Lily's empathy. Now, Felicity, did you take the upgrade from the major milestone? Did we do those skill upgrades?
I think I did.
Okay.
Yes.
If you didn't, we'll worry about it later. But let me know if you think you didn't. But anyway, will v empathy. Okay.
I don't
Sorry,
think you did.
my
You should have
tabs got messed up.
26 and you have 21.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
Well, I will add 5, I guess. Oh, but
Okay. So, oh, you rolled the exact same. Hey, that worked out. Okay, cool.
No. I rolled will on accident.
No, I mean you rolled the same bonus. So I was going to use your empathy bonus plus what you rolled originally, but you rolled the same, so it doesn't make a difference. So you're good.
Oh yeah.
so you're currently sitting at 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna use 2 fate points.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, because I think this is a defining moment of Felicity. So I'm gonna use both bound to a childish god and wary of all this supernatural stuff. To add +4.
Okay, that'll kick it up to 7. Lily, do you want to spend any fate points to oppose? Hello?
Sorry, I'm really thinking about this.
I think any answer is interesting.
Yeah. Now remember,
Yeah, you've caught me in a really emotional state, and like I don't have time for this right now. It's hard enough being a teenager.
Ooh.
So I'm going to tag that. Like do not fuck with me in this moment.
okay, hold on. What? Oh, that's great, and I love it, and I think it's a great compel. Okay, so I'm gonna step in here. So first of all, just to make it more poignant about what's happening here, not only are you doing this in the full view of Florence, which will affect how she sees you, you're also doing this in the full view of the current Hands of Death, which will affect how they may see this new possible avatar of their previous god. So your choice here may also sway their opinion about you. Secondary to that, what I will say here is if Tony's okay with it, and you accept it, I'll allow something odd to happen here if you let me compel you for It's Hard Enough Being a Teenager if you are going to be that obstinate and just shut Felicity up entirely.
This is it's defensive because Felicity came at me.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as that is what actually is happening, I am definitely I am like showing my dominance in this moment. Like you can't speak to me that way.
Okay, so Tony, are you cool with me doing this compel and losing?
I mean, I think me losing makes sense here, given what Wendy just said. So yeah.
Okay. In that case, Lily, gain a fate point because I've compelled, and then Felicity, gain a fate point because I just want to be
Wait,
normal.
how many fate points are we supposed to have? I'm sorry. We're supposed to have 4, right?
5. In your case, it's 5 because you
I have 5 now?
Yeah, because you have 3 stunts. The major milestone just increased the total amount of fate points you can have. So you just spent 1 to go down to 4, and then you gained 1 from the exchange, so you go back to 5. And Felicity spent 2. Her total is 4 because Tony's taking 1 more stunt.
Got
So,
it. Okay, sorry.
yeah. Okay. All right. So in this instance, what happens is Felicity comes walking up to Lily. And Lily, I think the point at which you really go overboard and push this too far is when Felicity actually grabs you and lifts you up. So she starts to lift you up, and that's the point in which you kind of just snap. And in that instant, Felicity, you are suddenly like knocked out of your body. You are still watching Lily in front of you, but you feel as if your entire vision just shrinks down to a pinpoint, and as if you just got punched in the stomach really hard, and it knocked the wind out of you. And I need you to go ahead and give me a will roll with difficulty of 2.
Wow.
Okay, so that's a success, but with a consequence. You want to take that, or?
I think that makes sense.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to create an aspect here, which anybody could tag, which will stick around for a while. So, Felicity, you get this wind knocked out of you, your vision shrinks down, and you hear in the back of your mind this, like, scraping noise, like the sound of metal on stone. Almost as if a blade was being sharpened, but it sounds much more sinister and less practical than that. It's like a harsh, dragging noise. It's just like shing, and I can't make it scary enough noise. And you look behind you, and you see in the darkness, hanging over your head, this huge, monstrous figure that is massive and stretched out and made of all these different kinds of tree roots that are entwined and tightened together, and they coalesce at the top in this massive 7-pointed crown that grows out of the creature's head. Each of its fingers are thick tree trunks that have a singular scythe-like blade attached to the fingertip that extends out at least to a length of about 5 feet. And you can see that it hangs this knife over you, and you know instinctively that the only thing keeping you away from this thing is your connection to Lily.
And I flee into my body.
Okay. So I'm going to create a situational aspect here for Felicity specifically. We're going to call it the Terror of Death. It's got 1 free invoke that anyone can use if it's referenced well. Yeah, there we have it. So everybody else who's not these two watches Felicity pick Lily up and then get shoved backward and fall on her feet, on her like butt, and like hit the ground, and then stare up at the ceiling and just grow wide-eyed with abject terror.
I think you mean Felicity, right?
Sorry, did I say something else? Sorry, yeah, Felicity. Yep.
Yeah. No, please. I just want to go back to my home, my little apartment. I just want to see my cat again. I don't want to be here.
I rush over to Felicity and I want to calm her with our tether.
Get away from me!
Felicity, are you resisting this calming influence?
I think I'm resisting any influence, so yes, but I don't know, I think I'm just flipping the fuck out. Like, get away from me! And
Okay.
then I think maybe Felicity actually runs to the, like, tries to run away, but probably can't.
Yeah, you turn in terror, you flee up back the stairs of the mausoleum, and you feel the tether just like yank you and pull you back. And you skid along the cold stones.
Lily,
I continue to reach out to calm her.
Lilith, whatever you're doing, I think you should stop. You're freaking her out.
Well, Lily?
We need to go back to the tree.
We cannot go back there. Not now, at least.
It'd be suicide, Anna says.
If I returned to Esther's studio, my home, maybe I could summon them. We could ask what happened, get more information.
Moses like sniffs and it says, I'm not sure how all this new stuff works, but I'd recommend staying away from any locations that tie you to that old life.
I don't think you can go home, Lily.
You are home, Moses says.
Are you letting us stay here again?
For now, it seems like a good idea, especially considering that if I let any of you go back out into the city, you'll be killed or captured, and you know the last location of the hideout. At this point, I would say letting you roam around free is not the best of plans. That being said, Graham interrupts, cutting Moses off, we don't want to deny you your personal freedoms. He looks over all of you. You're free to use the sanctuary to rest as you please. Is there anything else you need to tell us about what's occurred recently? Anything you think might be pertinent to the hands? Things we could help with? If you're going after Ophelia, let us know. We'd be happy to offer assistance.
I turn my shoulder to have like a quiet word with Felicity. Oh, I'm sorry, not Felicity. Oh no, you both have F names. Oh,
This is
dear.
going to be hard.
Oh no.
Okay, here we go. Florence. Who's throwing Tupperware?
Sorry, I was just so angry that you both have F names that I threw my bottle across the room. No, I'm fine.
F.
F.
F. Florence. Should we send word to Joel? I want to know where his allegiance lies. What do you think?
I think we... okay. We need to make a plan. And contacting Joel right now would probably put him in danger, but also put us in even more danger. We need to wait with Joel. But...
every moment we wait just gives Ophelia more time to prepare against us. I mean, she has to be aware that she knows that we're close.
I wonder if we could do something to see how many more of these copies she has of her running around.
Maybe.
Were we even aware of that?
Technically, it depends, right? You can make some assumptions. In fact, Professor, if you could make it to the library, you may be able to do research to figure out what that tree thing was and what affected Esther.
Yes, I want to make it to the
library.
But that being said, I will also remind, it would be front words in the professor's mind, I think, more than anybody else's. The experiment that Watson's group is attempting inside the Irmaz mansion takes place in 2 days.
Oh,
that's
crap.
still happening, right? That's why you went to Ernie in the first place.
Okay. All right.
We've had quite a day. My comrades need rest and nourishment. If you guys could prepare a meal and a quiet room for us to talk privately, that would be most obliged.
Graham nods and says, you can use the meditation room. And he gestures off to like a side chamber where, Florence, you know, there is a room set out with a number of colorful cushions that are in direct, abstract to the rest of the dour nature of the mausoleum, as well as a number of candles and some fresh tea that could be prepared.
Incredible.
So you all adjourn.
Yeah.
Okay. Anna's going to follow behind all of you, following you into the meditation room, and her father, reaches out for her, and she waves him off, and she gives a gesture that says, I'll be right back, and then she follows you all into the room. So, as she walks into the room with all of you, she, folds her hands in front of herself, she looks down, she looks nervous, awkward, looks at everyone and says, I wanted to offer my condolences officially. She's beat up. She's got bruises all over her from the fight she got in with the guards. You see a couple of cuts on her cheek, and she said, I wish I could have gotten Esther out of there. I wasn't their biggest fan, obviously, but nobody deserves that. She bites her lower lip. Go ahead.
I put my hand on her shoulder, and you've been very helpful. You've been a good part of this cause, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, thank you, she says, looking at Lily. None of what I did today would have been possible without your help. Look. She glances back over her shoulder to make sure her father and Moses aren't listening, and turns back and says, if you're going after Ophelia and you enlist their help, they will try to use you as bait again, Lily. They, at this point, believe you're valuable. They also believe that you're the only thing that would draw the real Ophelia out of hiding. Just know that if you go with them, if you get them involved, that's what they'll insist on. It might be worth it if you have the full weight of the hands behind you. I tell you the truth, I'd prefer that myself, but I think that at this point, you should be allowed to make your own decision.
I appreciate that.
She nods and says, good luck. She looks over at you, Felicity, and she says, good luck. And then she turns and walks out of the meditation room.
Okay.
I need the gang to give me notice rolls, if you'd be so kind.
Wonderful.
Where am I? There's all these dice in the way. I can't find the button. Okay. There we go. Oh, super.
Killing it.
Wow, you guys are killing it. Hold on.
Nailed it.
Wow. Oh no.
You know when he rolls a real dice on a real table in front of him?
Yeah, wow, what was that?
You should be terrified.
Okay.
Okay.
Felicity, you still feel a sense that you're being watched. You feel like it could be the specter that's hanging over you that Lily either summoned or reminded you was there. But something in this moment while you're all talking is watching you.
And remind me, what exactly is this room?
It is a small offshoot room to the main mausoleum. So it's if you were to walk down between the rows of pews and then turn to the left, you would go around a circular hallway that would take you to a similar circular room that is cozily outfitted with a number of colorful cushions, a couple of low couches, low to the floor, and a number of candles that light the place and give it a quite cozy atmosphere, despite the fact that it resides in a tomb. There's a heady sense of some sort of incense that's been burning in here, and you can see that there are the materials for making hot tea over in the corner.
With my notice, am I able to detect like something is watching me, as in there are a set of eyeballs watching me?
Yeah, it's not. You don't know enough to be sure, but the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up. Like something's off. You just feel off. You don't like this.
Okay. I warily look left. I warily look right, and I sheepishly walk up to Lilith. And I say, "Listen, do that thing that you do."
Do you want me to make you feel more
No,
comfortable?
no, not that.
Oh.
Your senses, your I don't know, your ghost stuff, like reach out to the dead, that stuff. Just
Oh.
do that right now.
Florence goes over and makes some tea.
Yeah, it's really good tea.
I bet.
Of course you would. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out and see if I can't feel any sort of presence or energy here.
Okay, give me an empathy roll. Difficulty 4.
Wow.
Pass with a minor consequence. There is a spirit in this room. It's behind the northmost wall of the room itself, and it's hidden. It seems like it's behind the wall, behind a bunch of pillows. It's like it's in the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over to the wall and put my ear up to it.
Okay, it's cold stone.
I'm gonna frown.
um,
Florence kind of raises her eyebrow at you. Like, what are you doing?
can I walk outside of the room and see what's on the other side of that wall?
As far as you can tell from the geography of the place, there shouldn't be anything. It should be hard stone, like leading, into the actual underground streets of Chandla. So there shouldn't be anything behind that wall.
Okay, you know how like there was stuff in the stone in the jail? What was that?
Oh, the
No?
the green stone, the malachite.
Yeah, if I look really closely at like the wall, is there anything that my herbology background would recognize?
No, there isn't anything in the wall like that. It's not built out of the same stone that the Verdant Church is built out of. You don't see any of that stuff.
I believe the phrase was, "There's a spirit behind the wall."
You should try talking
Can
to
I
it.
try talking to it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yep.
try reaching out to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Hi?
You reach out. Yeah, Florence. Yeah, just says
So
hi in
sorry.
response.
It's it's past my. It's fine.
It's 10 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. You hear this like in response, just like this constant intake of air.
I need to go watch like Nickelodeon. You scared me.
Nickelodeon doesn't exist in this world.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Not yet.
It can. Am I able to? Am I able to sense any emotion off of this?
No,
Spirit?
it is devoid of any emotion whatsoever.
Okay. I turn back to Felicity. Are you Are you sensing something? What's going on? Can you explain this to me, please?
This is what I get for even for a moment trying to trust and believe in the thing I clearly shouldn't trust and believe in. And I think I walk up and what is it? Brick? Stone?
It's a
What is this
solid
wall?
stone wall.
Solid stone? Like just straight up stone?
Yeah,
Like carved stone?
yeah, worked stone.
What do I see near me?
There's a bunch of colorful pillows, the smooth stone wall that you can see. That's about it.
Is there
There's-
like any kind of chair or anything or
Oh no.
No, there's a low couch like over to the left a bit that you could drag over if you wanted to. Think of it like a duvet with incredibly low feet.
and what is the couch made of?
Wood and like, very nice looking cloth and stuffing.
Oh no.
I think I'm gonna yank off part of the arm of the couch and bash it against the wall.
Okay.
Like, hello?
I said duvet. I meant love seat. I got that wrong.
Are you strong enough for that to like rip off the arm of a love seat?
I mean, I don't know. I
I-
put some stats in some places.
You're an artist.
Yeah, I think that Felicity knows inherently that like ripping this thing off without tools is not gonna really work. Now you could take a closer look at the wall if you think something's up there, or you could like knock your fist against it if you wanted.
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna slap the wall multiple times and say, "Hey, hey, what, don't, what are you doing? You creep! Where are you?"
Okay. You do that, you slap the wall a bunch of times, and in that instant, Lily, your sense of the spirit in this room disappears, and Felicity, your sense of being watched goes away.
Whoa.
Hey,
Felicity.
You need some tea.
I
Wait,
actually, tea would
wait.
be really excellent right now.
Yeah. let me-
Florence.
What?
Felicity felt a spirit.
Oh.
Please don't make
This is
into something-
amazing.
No.
Amazing. I grab her and
Oh
squeeze her and we twirl.
no. Oh.
I knew you had a part yet to play in this. I know you won't regret it. I promise. We're going to be fast friends.
Is this gonna be Lilith's only friend?
Do you not understand how creepy you are?
You felt that spirit back there. That's
Okay, okay. Florence like comes down
What?
and she's like sits next to you and she's like, explain everything. What
And
did
we
it feel
explain
like?
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Clarissa, explain it all.
I don't know, my neck just got itchy. Is that what this is? Are your necks always itchy? How itchy is your neck right now?
Sometimes. I just be my short hair.
And what happens if you shave your neck hair?
Well, then it's itchier for a moment, but regardless, you sensed a spirit. What? Wait, can we go back? Lily, stop like flinging her about. What happened? What did you see out there? Not in the tree, not with Esther, but in this room when you fell back. You were talking to the ceiling.
Oh, do you mean back there in front of all those people?
Yes.
I don't know if I want to talk about it.
And then Florence looks at Lily and like gives you an eyebrow, but also doesn't say anything.
Do I know what Felicity saw?
No, you didn't see it.
Consider
Am
it
I
a
able to
judgment look.
Am I able to like reach inside and like understand Felicity's feelings on a deep, deep level?
I really like how you have no regard for her privacy.
Here's the interesting thing. No, and you've never tried that before. You actually can't access any of Felicity's memories or like pull them out of her. It's like the limits of your ability. Now you could just use basic human empathy to try to figure out, you know, how they're feeling, but like it's pretty obvious that she's freaked out. So you're not really going to get too much there.
Okay. Okay.
Felicity, that's all right. What are we going to do about the experiment at the mansion?
Experiment at the. Wait, before we do anything else, can't you just let me go? Not. I mean, not. Well, don't let me go,
Oh man.
I guess, but can't you just. Can't you fix me? I just want to be normal.
I'm sorry that you've had to experience so much chaos and strangeness. But I'm trying to give you a second chance at life. You just need to give me time. Can you do that?
Is that a plan? Is that like, oh, it takes time to do these easy to understand steps, and that you're actively working on it, and that you're really going to actually let me be free without letting me drift off?
I am coming into my full power. You need to give me time. And I will set you free in whatever capacity I can.
Oh fuck.
Oh boy.
If you're No, don't you get it? That's not good enough. That's not good enough. I can't just say I'm going to give you time. I need a date. I need a time. I need a plan. And I need you to tell me that plan right now. If I have to help you more, fine. That's it. That's how it is. But you need to tell me how I can get back to my life.
Once Ophelia's dead, I will hold up to my word. Is that suitable?
Okay, so we just, we kill the most powerful woman in all of Chandler? Okay, great. Great, and then I'm free? I'm free to live my life after I'm a vigilante? Okay, that's the plan? I just want to be clear. I just want to be certain.
This is called being alive. Most things aren't ever certain. But I do promise that I will do my best. And right now, I need you to be quiet so that we can come up with a plan.
You, Professor...
I turn away and like sit next to Florence.
And I think I grab Florence by both shoulders. Like, tell me you understand, right?
Yes. I understand your desire, and I look over at Lily, and I'm like, and I like squint at her, and I'm like, she must have a plan for how to do this. Perhaps it would help if we had more knowledge around this. You are the first of your kind, and it's very exciting that you're able to come back like this. And it's not right for you to be tethered all the time. That's no way to explore your own life. But you know, also we can't just focus on only you right now.
So I guess I go back on the back burner, huh?
All our desires go back on the back burner, except for regaining balance.
Lilith, can you scoot just a little bit that way? And I point, like, part of the chair or sofa that's, like, just a little bit more towards the door.
I scoot.
And then I go outside and sit on the other side of the wall outside the room.
Oh God.
and cry.
Oh no.
And you hear it.
Yeah. Okay, I look at Lily here, and I'm like, okay, we need to prioritize. We need to figure out a plan. We must set aside our biggest emotions and figure out what we want to do next. What do you feel called to besides blindly going for Ophelia? Ophelia is the task, but what should we do first?
I think utilizing my new disguise will be of great use to us.
I can't believe
Um,
that face just floated into you into the cellar. That's so wild. I
I,
wonder what else will come after you.
right. Yes, I now have many disguises, so I think getting into the experiment it could be easy, but we also need to collect data on Ophelia's appearance and what exactly that was. Do you think you could find some information?
Probably. I don't think that was her, primarily because nothing else changed in the city when she died.
I don't think it was either. I just thought I would feel something, and I didn't. I didn't sense her, and I just thought, yeah, I thought when I looked at her, I would recognize her fully.
Right.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Keep planning. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. We have the experiment in 2 days. It's in the mansion. We need to figure out what that's all about. And honestly, Lily, with Felicity, I feel like she would actually be more useful if she did have some more freedom than the 15 feet she's got right now as a tether to you. What do you think?
Hmm.
Do you want to attempt?
It doesn't honestly feel like a priority, but if you think I should,
Hear me
I
out.
will.
We go to see Ophelia. You have whatever explosive moment is going to happen there, and Felicity is 15 feet away at every moment. I I feel like you need more room. I feel like you need more space to fully reach out into your potential.
But how? How do I let her go without killing her?
I think this trip means we need to go to the library. I don't
To
know.
the
Lauren says
library.
that-
Okay.
Lauren says that in a serious way because
Yes.
she's gotta. Yeah. All right. So how about this as a plan?
Wait, didn't Ophelia visit you at the library?
She did, and it was creepy as heck.
Oh
Oh,
my
she did,
god.
and it was creepy as
Yeah.
heck.
Oh, and did you even tell anyone about that?
I did,
Oh, okay.
but like way later. Esther was upset.
Yeah.
Tracks.
I'm so uncertain if it's a safe place for you. Do you you don't have a death mask. Do we have a
Well,
death
we
mask?
are with the hands. That's the next thing. I mean, I'm sure they're listening in right now, but whatever. Do we use
I mean,
them?
we have one common goal. I I don't mind to be the bait. I'm going to kill her regardless.
One thing's for sure, though, Lily. I don't think we can go back to Esther's studio. At least not until this is over. I think it's too dangerous. I think it would be dumb to go back.
All right, I'm
Is
back.
there
I'm
anything
glad I
there
left out a
that you
lot of
need?
food for my cat.
Do you have a cat?
I
I
do.
thought Felicity has a cat.
No, no,
No,
no, no.
that's my cat.
Yeah.
My,
Are-
my cat.
All right, I'm back. Where are we at?
Okay. We
I'm
made
on the floor crying because I miss my cat.
Yeah,
kidding.
I've been convincing Lilith to at least try to find a longer tether for Felicity, because having a moment with Ophelia with Felicity 15 feet away at all times seems awkward.
Huh?
And So we decided to the library we were going to go, but we haven't decided how we're going to disguise ourselves yet. And then we started
We'd
talking
like to
about,
ask for help.
yeah, from the hands of death.
Okay. Felicity, what are you doing?
She's crying.
Okay.
On the
think
other side of the room.
I think I was crying. I think after y'all make the plan,
You heard us though.
yeah, I think Felicity maybe did. But after that, Felicity rounds the corner, coming back into the room, looking just a little more sturdy, and says, "Okay, I've decided. I'll help you on one condition.
All right.
I want equal say in this venture. You know, yeah, you brought me back from the dead, but now that I'm alive again, it's my life too. And if we're going to decide to do something, I want to be part of the decision-making process. Do you understand?"
The power dynamic here is going to be so
Oh,
awkward.
God.
Okay. um,
I wholeheartedly disagree, but
this is what Florence is going to do. She's going to look at you and she's going to treat you like one of her students. She's going to be like, of course your opinions matter. And of course what you have to say matters.
Good. Okay.
good. Would you like to come learn about this world?
Sure.
If you're gonna have equal say in our party, then you need to understand what's at stake here.
Okay.
Felicity.
I always told Ma that literacy was a mistake.
Can Felicity read?
Up to Tony.
Begrudgingly.
Okay. Yeah.
Shall we call Graham in? Or Anna? Maybe
Anna.
Anna?
We like Anna.
Yeah.
Let's call Anna.
Yeah,
in.
let's call Anna in.
Yeah.
Okay. Anna comes walking over. Yes?
We need.
We
two death
need-
masks.
2 death masks.
Oh my God. We need safe passage to the library.
Oh.
She looks awkwardly at all of you and says, yeah, so I'm afraid that our resources in that department are strained at the moment. Uli and June have the last 2, and they're making use of them themselves. How about good old-fashioned face paint? She smiles.
Better than nothing.
I'm sorry, what?
All right. Face paint. I mean, it worked pretty well when we did your face paint, Lilith.
And actually, I am pretty good at that kind of stuff.
You're pretty good at this kind of stuff?
Oh,
Well,
perfect.
I mean, I used to make fake things look real all the time. It's not so hard with a person.
Ah, we lost connection. Come back.
With who?
Florence. There we go.
Oh.
There we go.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah, Anna does have like a disguise kit with like the oils and dyes and brushes and knives that you would need to at least change somebody's face the normal everyday way. So Felicity, if you want to go ahead and give this a shot, you can create an advantage that we can call on later if anybody gets caught.
Love it.
Actually, can I make a stunt right now?
Oh yeah, totally. Do it.
I think that I'd like the stunt to just be called maybe just Forger or something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
What do you think about the first time we a forgery of mine is made to roll, it auto succeeds, but it fails every time after that.
I don't think it needs to fail every time after that. I think just a first free success is great. I like that a lot.
Okay, great.
Yeah, take that stunt. That's great too, because then when you create an advantage, you'll get invokes on it, and then so basically what that lets us do is say, all right, we spend one invoke, and then it freely works for one person, right? So,
Mhm.
okay. So go ahead and roll to make those disguises. We're gonna call this now. It's high. It's kind of like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? High intensity out there, high alert, right? The guards are keeping their eyes peeled. So I'm going to call this difficulty 3 to create convincing of disguises. And you could roll deceive for it.
And do we all roll for this? Or
No,
yes.
just Felicity. She's creating the disguises.
Okay, great. So I guess that would be a crafts roll, or hold on. How should this stunt work exactly?
So what I think it is you should roll deceive first of all to make these disguises, and then second of all, what I think it should be is when you create an advantage like this, you'll get a number of invokes, right? So I think whenever somebody goes to check if it's fake or not, you can spend one of those invokes on the aspect to basically say, nah, they don't realize it's fake, right? And
I
you
see.
can do that
So-
once.
So if I succeed, there'll be one free invoke, and then I would assume if I succeed with style, then there could possibly be 2 free invokes.
Exactly. And in either
And-
case, one of those could be used to get a free success on a check.
I see. Great. All right, I'm ready to roll deceive.
Cool.
Fuck.
Ooh, that's failure. Unless.
You could re-roll.
You're right. Unless I add +2.
Yes, exactly. In this case, I would say adding +2 is the smarter move. Cool. All right. So in that case, that gets you to 4, which is a success, which means you get 1 free invoke on this. So we're going to call this a situational aspect for well-made disguises. Everybody's got those on. Anybody can use this aspect. Somebody will get 1 freebie. The others can invoke it with fate points if they want. And it takes like maybe 10-20 minutes, but Felicity does make everybody look considerably not like themselves.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I only need to worry about myself and the professor, right?
Up to you.
Oh yeah, because
I am in my own mask. I abstain from the makeup.
Okay. Sounds good.
great to the library.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait. I just want to, for all the people writing fanfic of Hands of Death, I just want to be very clear as to what that really meant. Is I guess Felicity was just like doing a disguise and makeup for like 20 minutes with Florence over there, and what was the vibe?
Oh my god.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
Serious.
I'm like holding up a mirror for when you do your own, and then I'm like I'm like, you should do yours first because I'm not actually confident in your abilities to do cosmetics at all, let alone make a disguise. So I'm like, why don't you do yours, and I'll hold the mirror and let you know if you missed a spot.
Mm-hmm. And then what's the vibe when Felicity somehow pulls it off really well?
Florence is impressed, and she takes off her glasses and says, "Go to town," and is just kind of like sitting there. Actually, hold on. Actually, I mean, the vibe is Florence is still freaking sad.
Yeah, I was brooding in the corner the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
I turned around and was pleasantly like, "Oh,
she keeps
job."
like almost crying and then like stopping herself because she doesn't want to ruin it.
Yeah. In fact, actually, can we have a quick little scene?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I think I'm applying like a fake mole or something like that. Um, and while doing this, like, you know, did you ever see the freckle on their butt?
What?
Um, it was on their butt. It it looks just like the layout of of Chandler.
Anna
The
turns
whole
around and
continent.
leaves the room immediately, just gone.
I come out of my brooding in the corner and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
You're making that up. There's no way.
I'll bet if we went up to that tree, we'd probably find a piece of bark or something right down near the bottom that just it looks just like that.
Florence just like blinks at you and like she can't really smile about this yet, but she's just like, and how often did you get to examine such map?
Oh, um, wow, that's kind of inherently part of this little story, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Um, so how did you first meet Esther, Professor?
I was at one of their openings. They had
Oh,
a show.
oh, I used to throw those
Really?
back when.
I'm sure they were better then than the one I saw.
Mm. Yeah, they did get a little more self-obsessed as the years went on.
What are you even doing to my eyebrows right now? This feels weird.
Huh? Oh, it's, well, I'm adding extra hairs.
I thought you were gonna say shaving them off.
No, we need to make your eyebrows extra bushy. It's
Mm.
one of the first things people look at.
All right. And Florence just kind of gets quiet after that.
Okay, I guess we'll end the scene here.
That was really good world building, but
Thanks.
building.
It's an important note. I'll take it down for later. It will come up.
Yeah.
I'm not being
Yeah,
facetious.
you stand in the realm of death.
It will come back. Okay, so the group adjourns from the mausoleum, heads up, leaves. Anna like waves goodbye. Graham and Moses watch you go. You see them over in a corner. They have this wooden table that was like an offering table at one point in time, and they have like this old dusty map of, you think, Chandla. You kind of just catch a glance of it rolled out on top of that, and they're like pointing at different places around it and like whispering to each other. You both, or all three of you, hurry out of there and are once again back on the busy city streets. And as soon as you exit the mausoleum, you can tell that the atmosphere of the entire town has changed. In fact, remember, the mausoleum is right near like the front gates for Chandla. It's not that far away, right? You can see that the front gates have been opened wide, and there is a procession of soldiers in red and gold garb, Marith's group, marching onward through the city street up the main thoroughfare directly towards the High Verdant Church. They bring with them a menagerie of all different kinds of animals. Don't make the joke. Lions, tigers, bears, hawks, snakes. You see a couple of dogs running around, yipping and barking. All lose one fate point. All kind of like different varieties of just the wildest animals you've seen. There's a peacock at one point that you see walking around. Yeah. And this procession of soldiers makes their way up to the High Verdant Church. And at the front of them, leading the pack, is a person that you have oft heard of, but have not seen. Here we go. Marith marches forward, red shocked hair, creased lines on his face, wrinkles that tell a story of 1,000 campaigns that he's fought in, battles etched across his very grimace. He carries a heavy-looking spiked mace at his side, which is strapped to his belt. He's dressed in full armor, but it's hidden by a heavy black cloak that the rain wipes and pings off of. And you can see this powerful-looking bear walking alongside of him as he ascends higher and higher towards the High Verdant Church itself. And as this procession goes of soldiers, you can see that a couple of them actually break off and grab townsfolk and drag them into the procession. And there's like a couple of screams that go out. A couple of people are too scared to say anything. It happens so suddenly and so quickly that some people don't know how to react. And they drag these people up to the top of the streets of Chandla. They take about 6 people, you see, as they march onward. What do you want to do?
I'm sorry. They're like grabbing people off the streets and
They-
then heading.
They
into-
grab
into the church.
Yep, they grab like 6 random people who are like not of child age and not too old. They grab all like mid-20s to maybe about 40s people around that age group and drag them along with them forcibly.
Do we know Marith? Like, if we saw him, we would know it's him.
Oh, you definitely recognize him. He's at the front of the group. He's walking right up.
He's an icon.
Oh my god. Ginger icon.
Wow.
Oh my
I feel like
God,
if
what is he
Lily-
doing?
Yeah. Looks like good old fashioned kidnapping. They're probably using people for something. We need to stay low. We cannot interfere now.
You could head directly to the library at the University of Chandla, which is in somewhat of the opposite direction of this procession, or you could follow them to see where they go. Up to you all.
I'm feeling like
Split up.
you guys go on without me. I'm gonna try and get a closer look. I'll meet you
Lily,
there.
Lily,
I'm sorry.
Lily.
run about
Goodbye,
5 minutes
and I
more to-
run
no,
off.
No, no.
Felicity, you're dragged along.
Oh shit.
You forgot, didn't you? Yeah.
I let out a yelp of pain, as I do.
Well, Florence?
I'm like watching you two fall over each other. This is nuts. I think we have to follow Marith. I'm gonna follow Lilith.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump. I want to climb to the rooftops of the buildings. Can I please?
Yeah, you can get up there. That's easy enough. There's nothing like endangering you right now. Felicity, you can scrabble up there as well.
I
During
don't
the
know
whole
about
time.
Florence, but
Yeah.
During the whole time that you're scrambling, no, this is what I mean. This stuff.
I'm
You have
sorry.
to-
Just keep your voice down. This is very important.
Please say something to me before you run off.
Gwen. And I yell Gwen's name. And I hope to get your attention.
You get Lily's
I'm
attention.
not Gwen.
But you look at me, right? Because I'm not about to yell Lilith
Alright.
out into the streets here. I'm like,
What?
do you want me to
What?
come with you, or are you gonna go?
We'll meet you at the library.
Okay. Can we split the party? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Great.
Okay. Florence, you run off to the library. We'll deal with that in a moment. So,
The library, the climactic final showdown of this session. We'll do that last.
so Lily, you and Florence ascend to you and Felicity ascend to the top of a nearby rooftop overlooking the High Verdant churchyard. You're on the roof of a 2-story shop at the bottom of which is a cafe, and you can see Esther's tree standing there in the middle of the High Verdant churchyard. They're still entwined with the tree. You can see just the corner point of their eye sticking out of the tree itself. And Marith and his procession march up to the High Verdant church. Marith steps out in front of everybody, and the 6 people that they gathered on the way here are dragged along. Now, there's been whispers and senses of like dissent and unrest in the populace as Marith was dragging these people up there. People look afraid, scared. They don't know what's going to happen, especially the 6 people. And Marith drags them forward. His guards rather drag them forward and gets them on their knees in front of the church. Knocks them down in front of everybody. And then he walks in front of those 6. There's obviously a crowd that's gathered to watch this occurring. He stands resolute, looks out over everybody, frown on his face, eyes cold, and stares at everyone for what seems like an eternity. And then he speaks. Today, the city of Chandla suffered an embarrassment at the hands of a gang of ruffians who thought that they could buck the rules and regulations that maintain the law and order of this place. He glances around left and right. Today, they showed us who they truly were. Rebels and rogues who run in the shadows. He glances around, pausing in the middle of his statement to kind of, you think either like gauge the crowd's response or to like maybe try to decide if he's actually going to do what he's about to do. The crowd, for their part, is like holding their breath. And he says, today, we the Verdanthi, the 2 remaining Verdanthi, as the others have all been killed. And there's like a gasp that goes up from the crowd. And it's at that point that you both realize that the Verdanthi might have been keeping this quiet. Marith continues to say, the Verdanthi call on the city of Chandla. Oh, Florence dropped. We'll wait for her to get back. Sorry. You all right, Steph? What's going on?
I don't know why my headphones keep dying. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
1 second. Like, what is going on? Help?
Today, the Verdanthi call on the city of Chandla to pay its dues, to give back a portion of what the Verdanthi have given the people over all this time. And the 6 people like look nervously, and Marith says, today we begin the tithe. And there's like a hushed tone that goes out through the crowd, and there's like whispers, and like somebody says, the tithe? Like, what are they talking about? And like Lily and Felicity, you have no idea what this means. And Marith says, until these ne'er-do-wells show themselves, until they submit themselves to the punishment they deserve, the people of this city will pay for it. So I urge you, I encourage each and every one of you to find them, to pull them out whatever little holes they're hiding in, and give them to me, so they can be dealt with, and this city no longer has to suffer. And then he turns, and in one swift motion, almost too fast for anybody to notice, he pulls the mace off of his belt. It's in his hand, and he smashes in the skull of the first of the 6 people. Just completely caved in. The person, like, falls to the ground with a bloody thump. Everybody watches this happen. There's, like, gasps that go up. And at that exact moment, all of his soldiers, like, draw their weapons. The animals tense and growl. There's, like, a roar that comes from Marith's bear. And the crowd, at that point, was ready to, like, jump into unrest. And then as soon as that occurs, they all just, like, freeze in terror of what just happened. The other 5 people, like, look in horror. And then they start, like, hyperventilating. It gets very intense. And the guards hold tighter to them as they begin to struggle to get away. The tithe, Marith says, each week shall be paid by the city. And he brings his mace down on the next person in line. There's a sickening crunch as he goes along to the next person. Screams come up from the crowd. Until these vermin are revealed. And he goes down the line of people, one after the other, until every single one of them are dealt with. And the street runs with blood. Lily and Felicity, you watch this happen. After which, the soldiers spread out in an ever-expanding ring and force the public to disperse. Many of them just turn and run. Some of them turn away. Some of them think that it's much better to not be around the gang of soldiers at the moment. What do you two do?
Am I in shooting distance?
You are.
I mean, I'd like to think after squash number 2, I'd like to use my bow.
Right here, out on the rooftop, with a full strength
Yeah.
of soldiers.
I feel like it's nighttime.
It's
Is
not.
it? No.
It's like afternoon.
I think maybe as soon as I see you starting to like fiddle with your crossbow, I go, what? No, what are you doing? They'll kill us for sure.
They don't know we're up here. They can't see us. This
Listen.
could be my only chance.
Listen, I don't doubt that you're a good shot, but we need to play this smart, and this isn't smart. So we gotta go, okay? Please, I'm begging you, please. Let's just go meet the professor in the library.
I try and put my arrow in my bow anyway.
It's loaded and knocked.
Well, then I guess I tackle you.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh my god.
This sounds like an opposed athletics roll if we're doing it.
So much inter-party tension.
I mean, I feel like this is the natural conclusion of two people who are like soul tethered together.
Yeah, it's a stressful time for everyone.
Yeah.
Let's roll that athletics roll, and then I'll cut over to Florence. Unless, Lily, you're like just relenting.
No, it's fine.
You don't have to, you can lose, but it's up to you.
Oh yeah, no, I'll lose. But I'm pissed.
Okay. So Felicity tackles Lily on top of the roof, just like lays her out. You can't make the shot, and Marith holds the bloody mace out to the bear, and the bear just like licks the gore off of the mace as the soldiers spread out and push everyone away. We hard cut.
Whose side are you on? Oh, sorry.
We hard cut to the Professor Florence inside the academic library at Chandlin University. Professor, you've walked into here. The library is mostly deserted, especially with all the hoopla going on in the town, itself. You find yourself alone. There's a single clerk who is wearing like this. It's odd. They're wearing like a ragtag, like straw threaded fishing hat with like a colorful band wrapped around it, like a black and white colorful band. And they're sitting with their fingers steepled in the chair that like belongs to the clerk's desk at the library. And as you walk in, you can see that the clerk's face is like rather ugly, to say the least. Like one of their eyes is slightly too large. They have like a larger tooth that sticks out of the top part of their mouth. And they give you kind of a smile as you walk in. You can see that there's a gap missing in one of their teeth. They kind of like widen their eyes at you as you stroll across the threshold. And they put a hand up as you walk in.
Hello. Are you the clerk on duty? Can you help me find something?
Of course, Professor. What can I help you find?
I don't work here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it open to public use?
He like narrows his eyes and looks at you up and down. You sure you don't work here? You seem awfully familiar.
I had a daughter who had classes here, but she's no longer with us. I just thought, is it okay?
Oh, I see. You gotta talk to the Verdanthi about that. I hear they're real good at bringing people back. It's like their whole thing. What about you,
Um,
Professor? You think people
I'm
should
not
be
a
brought
professor.
back?
And I would like to. I feel like we need a like a deceive roll here because I'm wearing a disguise.
I don't think a deceive roll is necessary.
Okay, cool.
He asked you a question.
Oh, what did he say again? Sorry.
You think people should be brought back?
To Brock brought back. I mean,
To life.
that's what the Verdanthi have the power to do.
Yeah. Wow, that's a very factual answer, Professor. Just what I'd expect
Professor.
from a learned woman.
Who are you?
I'm the clerk. Now, sorry. You needed help. What can I help you find?
Oh well, I was hoping to find the section under. And then she like pulls out a little like book and she's like looking at things. She's like, what did he say? And now I'm looking at my notes because I'm trying to find something that works. What does my character look like right now?
Up to you.
What do I want to make sure to let's see? Like, what's a weird thing for her to be obsessed with?
Warts.
I'm thinking romance novels.
Oh.
But I'm like, okay. Or maybe like philosophy books. That sounds like fun. How about that? What do you think, team? Is that a fun one? I think that's it. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say yeah, do you have the section around philosophy? Which direction is that?
He gestures with a hand off to the left, and he says, metaphysical musings over there. Has a couple of alienist texts as well. Not that I go in for all that, mind crap.
Have you heard about manifestation?
What now?
Manifestation, when you think of something that you really, really want to, then the universe conspires to make it happen. I mean, it might get you a promotion from being clerk. You seem pretty good at your job. It's this way?
Yeah. He points.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go that way. Thank you.
Bye-bye. And you notice as you walk away, he waves at you, and he has dirt under his fingernails.
Mole man.
I don't
Mole
like
man.
this. I don't like this. I don't think I like when you go to the library anymore.
Well, you keep sending me
Unless I
there.
love
so-
it.
Okay, what are we doing, Professor?
Okay, so I'm gonna go in that direction, and then I'm going to make my way down to the restricted area.
Okay.
'Cause that's the books I need.
Yep.
Because I'm looking for things just about the tether and about also the ritual that is going to be performed.
Okay. Well, you don't really have any idea what ritual they're doing, right? Because you haven't gathered any further information on that. Now, Ernie suggested that they might be trying to pull off a rite of repurpose, or maybe a rite of resilience, maybe even a rite of routes. He doesn't know. But the information you know about that is sort of extensively known to you at this point. That was rolled into your last lore roll. You could, however, try to find out information about anything else. So, sorry, what was the first thing you said?
No.
Mostly I'm looking at things for Felicity in the tether and how to separate her.
That's priority number 2. Priority number 1, you can like hear my voice in like your head, like as you're.
Well, okay, let me tell you what I already
Don't forget about our the Ophelia's like doubles.
Oh, that too. That would be nice.
Okay. Did we also want to figure out what happened to Esther?
No.
Okay. All right.
I feel like they're like 2 in the same, right?
Well, that would be something I would find out. But no, I'm mostly interested in. I feel like Florence is actually more interested in Felicity's being separated from you, because she's like, I can already seeing this being like a huge disaster if Felicity is still attached to the god of death.
Sure. Okay. Previous knowledge will help you here. I want to point out I've also added a situational aspect that you can invoke if you want, if you have the fate points to spend. I'm going to put this at difficulty 3 for lore roll because you have learned about a topic that relates to it before.
Cool. Can I use my bookworm stunt?
Oh, yeah. What does that do? It's been a while. Roll investigate written things. Oh, yeah. I mean, you would roll lore anyway, but yes, exactly.
In addition, here we go. Let's just do this normal roll. Amazing.
Crushed it.
Fantastic.
Succeeded with style,
Ooh.
even. Okay. So you get a boost for further research in this moment. So you're incredibly focused, which gives you a free fate point invoke while you're down here. In the meantime, I will tell you this. You already have the answer of how to fix Felicity. All you need is the missing piece to put the dots together. So what this takes is the right of her purpose. You need to have Lily and have the proper setup, which you can learn about by studying it in the library like you're doing now, to transfer Felicity's spirit to a different vessel. Because remember, as Lily suspected, and as I think I explained when she was first brought back to life, Lily is Felicity's relic right now. But if you were to right of repurpose and shift Felicity's spirit to a different relic, to tether her to something else, the tether on Lily would be removed.
Okay.
And you can gather the information on how to do that as you're going through this. So by the end of this session, by the end of like 2 hours, you're like, oh, yeah, I can do it. I can free I can free Felicity from Lily's tether at least. Now, whether or not that means Lily loses control of Felicity, you're not sure. You also know that from what you can see of the right of repurpose, it would require Lily's consent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right.
And
So
then
I know.
Ophelia's.
I know
Go ahead.
Ophelia's. Yeah, I want to know about Ophelia's doubles.
Okay. All right. This is exceptionally difficult. It will require referencing a number of historical texts in the restricted area, including some old Yatharan researches. It will require pulling them together, or archaeological dig research reports. It will require pulling a lot of them together and mishmashing histories from various time periods to connect and figure out exactly how this thing works. So it's going to be difficulty 8.
Okay.
Don't forget you got a free invoke, and you got that extra resources. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the first roll.
Oh!
Man.
That's my first all negatives. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me.
Okay, it's going to feel like you should re-roll, but you shouldn't.
go
Right,
on, do it.
because you literally couldn't do worse. So rerolling is actually the best option here.
No, but getting a -3 is still possible.
But it's so likely that you'll roll not and get 4.
Okay. I'm a professor of the after. I just had a moment of let's call it like grief, where she's just like freaking sad and brain fogged, and so we'll just use a fate point for that one.
Before you spend your fate point, you have your free boost from your Succeed with Style above. So you can actually
Let's
just
do that.
blast that out right now and
Let's do that.
get the free reroll.
Okay.
Or
Fate point
+2
action.
if you want to be that way.
Or let's see. So do I use free actions for that?
No,
Free-
oh yes, sorry, yes. So click on the free reroll action.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, so many things happened.
Yeah.
Okay, where did I go? Wow. Yes.
Wait, I'm so confused.
Yeah, that like
um,
deleted stuff. What the heck? Okay, it just re-rolled lore again.
I got a 6.
Oh, you did? Okay, you found it? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna use my professor of the after to get a 8.
Okay.
So let me just do that. Fabulous. And then I want to smash this out of the park. So can I use my bookworm stunt?
You can't. So the stunt lets you roll lore to investigate written things, right? So that's giving you the ability to roll this. So you could tag a fate point to do the resources of Chandling Yu. Remember, you need to succeed by 3 or more to succeed with style. So you need to spend 2 more fate points if you really wanted to smash it and succeed with style.
What do you think, team? I feel like I'm gonna be in a a pickle here, but I also feel like the session's almost over, and I have 4
And-
fate points.
Session is
yeah.
ending. Use those fate points, girl.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm going to use a fate point for. Let's see, what do I got over here? Resources of Chanlin?
Yep.
Yeah. What I'm gonna use.
Okay,
So,
so that kicks it up to 10.
yeah. So let me just do that. Amazing. And then, oh, you know what happens here, which is I'm doing this because Lilith is my god.
Okay.
I'm doing this
So
so you can get what you want.
All right, kicks it up to 12. Succeed with style. Beautiful. Suddenly, it all comes together. Your
Mhm.
experiences with the Verdanthy over the past month and a half, the different techniques you've seen them invoke, Ophelia's presence at the High Verdant Church, what she could do to Esther, everything that's happened to you. It coalesces into a theory that you're certain is correct. The Rite of Repurpose and the Rite of Resilience, especially with what you've seen with Ernie, can be used to manufacture new bodies that spirits can then be inserted into. And these bodies can be given different abilities and techniques. And the spirits that are inserted into them seem to be able to be programmed in some ways to perform certain actions. That's how Enoch made the soldiers, right? It's also possibly how Enoch set up the trap in his castle that caused him to be partially resurrected. Although that secret is one that's still eluding you, and you would imagine it's one that also eludes the other Verdanthy. In fact, you're realizing in this moment that Enoch, in regards to that, must have been exceptionally proficient. In Ophelia's case, what these clones are pieces of Ophelia's spirit. She's split herself into pieces. How many? You're not sure, but you're fairly certain it can't be more than 6. And since she's done that, she's then shapen and created exact copies of herself using the Rite of Resilience out of trees to give them different abilities, which is why one could use her spiritual abilities of controlling plants and inject the poisons into Esther. So whatever these copies are, all they really are handcrafted relics out of wood that you need to then destroy. And hey, fire usually works pretty good in that case.
I always knew I loved fire.
It is, yeah, you know what it is, Wendy? It's a phylactery mission, which is the actual name for a Horcrux. But anyway, let's not just turn up my whole nerd rage about that. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, yes, so she split her spirit into these, can't be more than 6 parts.
Is it 6 including her? Or
No. So 7 in total, but 6 clones. Esther's taken 1 out already, so there has to be 5 more plus the original if she did the max splitting.
Okay.
Fire is good for dealing with these. You feel like you could teach Lilith now how to invoke a certain ritual against one of these clones in a fight that would knock the spirit out of the clone, making it inert, right? You're not sure what would happen to Ophelia's sliver of spirit after that, but another thing that's interesting about this that you begin to realize, especially when you think about what Enoch was doing, the Verdanthy, specifically Enoch, Marith, well, you don't know about Marith, Enoch and Ophelia for sure, seem to have the ability to make use of other spirits to power certain things that they create. So they use the Rite of Resiliency to infuse spirits into other objects that they've fashioned and then control them. So
I see.
Ophelia's full-blown clones, with all her abilities, she can only make about 6 of, but she may have manufactured other horrible familiars out of tree bark or similar things that she could then sick on people.
Like a clerk.
Interesting.
Okay. Would one of these objects be like the weather staff that we encountered forever ago?
The starlight, yeah. So Sky Splitter, you think, is slightly different because Esther always seemed to express the massive amount of power that was in relation to those relics. So whatever spirit, if any, those held, or whatever tie to the person that those were tied to, it must have been an incredibly powerful being.
Okay. Wow. Look at that. When you succeed with style, you learn so many things.
Do it more often.
I should do it more often. Okay, so at this point, I know all about the Rite of Repurpose and the Rite of Routes, and the Rite of Resilience, which is for, and there's two others that I don't know a whole lot about, but I know the basics. Yeah, Reconstruction, I don't know a whole lot about.
Yep.
And the Rift. Wow. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to give you an aspect here. Since you succeeded with style, we're going to leave it at 0, but you are well schooled in spiritual subordination.
Amazing.
And then what happens?
Well, if I've been here for 2 hours, I feel like Lily and Felicity are probably on their way over, right?
That's right. So, Lily and Felicity, where are you? Last we saw you, Felicity tackled you down on the roof, Lily, but what happens after that?
We scurry off to the library.
Okay.
Oh, yes, to the library.
By the time you get there, the library is completely deserted. No clerk to be seen. The only thing you see is a partially ajar door to the lower archives, where you suspect Florence would be. Which is weird. There should be at least one person on staff.
Aren't there usually people here?
Before we go in, are there any windows
Oh yeah.
that I could peer into the bottom level?
Oh, not into the bottom level. No. It's
Okay.
shut off from the sun for a reason.
Okay. I'm just so scared of this library all of a sudden. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna cautiously peer through the door.
Okay, you do so. You peer down a dark, dim stairway in which you can hear the faint sound of scratching, writing, quill on parchment, Florence muttering to herself, somebody enraptured in the throes of academic study.
Oh, we scurry on down.
You see Florence at a desk.
Professor?
Hi. What happened? I have so much to tell you. Lily, Felicity, I have so much to tell you. We should try this. Where do you think we can find a body? We're gonna need a body.
I think it's time that we go somewhere safe. Let's go.
Was the clerk up there?
What clerk? No, we're alone in here, and honestly, I've got a bad feeling about this. We need to
draw your
leave.
weapon?
Bring the books with you.
Okay.
I draw my weapon.
Am I bringing the books with me?
Hey, nobody's around to stop you.
I'm bringing as many books as I can carry, which is probably like 6.
How about like hand a stack to both of us so we can read up?
You should have your hands free, and the other person, I'm not sure if she can read. So,
Well, perhaps this would even be a good time to make a free invoke for later regarding these books.
Want to do it?
I think you guys should at least have your hands full, and if someone has to drop the books, they can.
Nice.
But I'll keep my hands free.
I love it. Yeah. What kind of invoke do you want to try and make?
I'm just thinking something along the lines of arcane books for ready to read or something. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Treasure.
Yeah.
I
would
can
it
think of the
do?
aspect name, but why don't we go ahead and roll lore to do it? I'll say it's difficulty to glean more out of these books. It might take some work, so I'm going to say lore difficulty 6.
Isn't this like a burglary roll? But it's fine.
No, because the advantage comes from okay, 4. The advantage comes from your ability to use the books later. So that's
Okay.
4.
And I honestly cannot remember if I've used my high concept in this scene.
So you can it's every roll. So you could
every
reuse
roll.
ones you've already used. Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you. I'm going to use my high concept. This is I want to learn as much as I can, and I am so zealous in learning.
Yep. So that will
Here we
get
go.
you a boost if you meet it when you're creating an advantage. So it's like a transient aspect. So you get 1 for use and then it goes away.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
I feel like because of Lily's behavior in coming down, her nerves are on. You two have been like seeing scary shit. We should be we should be like on high alert. Can we make an advantage for that?
Sure. If you want to. Yeah.
I absolutely want to. I mean, the city's like
For the whole for like
Covered
getting
in,
back to
like,
the hands, yeah.
we've been on edge since we saw Marith.
You
You
only have
know?
5
So,
fate points still? Oh my gosh, yeah. Use those up.
yeah. Okay.
This is like budgeting.
Okay. Are you our team? What is that called? Someone that does a budget? Yep, that.
Your accountant.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Somebody roll notice, I think. I'll call this difficulty 2.
I'll roll it.
Okay.
Boom. Not succeed with style, but still succeed.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I am wary of all this supernatural stuff.
There you go. Okay. So
It's like
Felicity.
almost paranoia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, why not, right?
Yeah.
Felicity has an eye for trouble. Okay. Wow, you guys are stacked. So
We're so scared.
as you're all heading out of the library?
Yes.
Okay. As you head out, you climb the stairs to the records room. You make your way back across the tight, threadbare red carpet of the library, in between the wooden bookshelves of the library with different scrolls and different volumes all packed into them. The library has a second level. There are these brilliant-looking stained glass windows that display different scenes from verdantology spread out across them, the verdant creating the world, and Liliune and her being connected together in that sense. This pattern of like colorful lights spills through the windows and speckles against your faces as you hurry out of the library to a disorganized and frankly disturbed city of Chantla. And then, Felicity, there's a drop of something wet on your head. Just
No. Not the cloud. Stop.
a cold sensation that runs down the back of your spine. What do you do?
I look up.
There, on the high vaulted ceiling of the library of Chandlin University, is a sea of bodies stranded at the top of the ceiling, splayed out. You can see students, the clerks of the library, all of them stuck to the ceiling by some sort of disgusting-looking grayish slime affixing them to the roof. They seem to be passed out. You all slowly turn up and look, seeing this.
Oh, shit. Okay.
The front door is right in front of you. You could leave if you wanted.
We can't, the whole student body is up there? That's like 100 people.
No, not the whole student body, just everybody who's in the library. It's like maybe 6 or 7 people plus 2 clerks.
Okay. Wow. Is the clerk that
You-
I saw up there?
No.
Yeah. Okay. What else am I noticing about this room?
That's it. Other than that, with these people like stuck to the ceiling in odd ways and like maybe passed out, maybe dead. You can't tell from this far away because the ceilings are high. Everything else looks completely normal. In fact, Florence, you're now wondering if those people were on the ceiling when you walked in the first time.
Yeah.
Would I be able to tell if they're dead?
No.
Really? Not if they had spirits?
Are
in
you
that?
are you sure about that?
I mean, if they like, oh, okay, so you could sense if there were spirits in them or not, and there are spirits in them, so they're probably not dead. Yeah.
Well, I think Felicity is going to try to run away. out the
Yeah,
door.
I like shove you guys out the door.
Okay.
And
We-
yeah.
We have to help. We we cannot leave them.
Felicity immediately runs away without even thinking about it.
And then falls to the floor. Like, what do you think is gonna happen?
I think that's exactly what happens.
Lily, what do you do? Do you run behind or?
I am like gazing up in shock and horror. I just want my comrades to be like safely outside. Yeah, there's nothing else I can notice.
Nothing that you can see.
What is the gray sludge? Have I encountered this before?
You have no idea. From this far away, it's really difficult to tell. Maybe if you were to get up the roof and take a sample of it, some sort of herbology test could tell you more. But it's high up.
Yeah, are there windows on the ceiling?
No, not on the ceiling. Just on the sides of the walls. High, tall windows.
Okay. No, we have to deal with this. We can't abandon these people.
Felicity, you run forward and go, ah! And get slipped up and get pulled back.
Yeah, that's
Florence,
exactly
what-
happens.
What do you propose we do about this? I've never seen anything like it. I mean, you've got the books. Open them up. And then I like start ninja warrioring up the up the side of the building.
You're climbing the side of the building. Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, two things. One, the Library of Trondheim University is pretty sheer. It's a really difficult climb, you'll notice. Second, like going from inside the building would be more difficult because like you could get up on top of a library bookcase, but the ceiling is really tall. Like even if you
Oh
got
no,
like
I'm
a
on the outside.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
even on the I understand. Even on the outside, it's like sheer and difficult to climb. And on top of all that, Felicity's going to be behind you.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I don't have to succeed. It's okay.
I mean, you can roll. I'm just saying it's going to be hard. And once you're on top from the outside, you don't know how you're going to get to them because like you'd have to crash through one of the windows and then go around or
Wow. What a pickle. Can we end the session here?
yeah, we
I
can.
think this is a good
Yeah, let's do
pickle
that.
session ender.
Okay.
Pickle.
We'll cut there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's gross. That's so gross.
Likely pickle.
Yeah. This game gets real gnarly every now and then.
It's my nature. I'm sorry.
I
It
gotta
was-
go brush my teeth,
Yeah.
Take a bath.
take a shower, get out the sponge, the natural
Uh-huh.
sponge.
I'm gonna go hug my neighbor.
All right. Well, thanks for a fun game, everybody. Gang, we'll see you here next week, around the same time, actually. 5:30. Actually, we'll probably start a little earlier. Do my players have anything they want to shout out as we're going out?
James, you're awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, well done.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
was creepy.
And people just remember, like, if something's hard, just stick to it. That's the most important. Just keep trying.
Or spray water on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, gang. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great evening, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.